2, 1, go.
You're listening to the glorious House of Gainz podcast. Here's your host, Robert Frank. What's going on, everybody? Robert Frank here with you. Today is Wednesday, May 15th, 2019. And I am at the round table of testosterone, which is actually a square because we have a leaf in the middle of the table. To my right, we have the butcher, the baker, the donut maker, Joey, bag of donuts. What's up, Joe?
Another one.
To his right, we have the man that steers the ship, the host of This Week in Sports, and the host of Sports Minute on the glorious House of Gainz podcast, the Pody. What's up, Ant? To his right, we have in the seat the man who went with us to the UK to Body Power. He's going to bring you all the information and anything that we forget, he is going to fill in the blanks. Our boy, Beard So Strong, is back in the house. What's up, Jay?
How you guys all doing?
And to his right, we have, and we saw it firsthand in a couple of clips, he is still a little thick in the midsection. Don't let him bang your daughter or she'll need a C-section. The jacked man with the permanent tan, Ray Worldwide. What's up, Ray?
What's going on? Yo, everybody in the building, let's get it, let's go.
You goddamn right. All right, so
Feels
we are a couple weeks backed up from reading some podcast feedback only because we've had some guests in the house. And, last week was an abbreviated version of the show. So let's get back to iTunes. I really, really need you guys to hook us up on iTunes with that 5-star review. Subscribe to the show. Even if you listen on Spotify or SoundCloud or wherever else, a subscription on iTunes really, really fucking helps us out. And a review, 5 stars, all that good shit. So this one's coming in from HM Ranger 343. It says, #1 podcast out there. Keep doing your thing, guys. Look forward to the podcast every week. When are you guys coming to Louisville, Kentucky? It's a good question.
Louisville.
This is that Louisville, okay. This one is coming in from Anton DS. He says, let's go, 5 stars. Such a great podcast. Thanks to the bros for keeping me inspired when I drop this extra weight. Thank you so much, brother. This one's coming in from Schlanky36. He says, glorious, 5 stars. I need a refill from the bros once a week. Don't stop. We ain't stopping. And just because we're fair, just because we are fair and we don't only read the pats on the back and all the good comments and we don't ignore the negative, we did get a 1-star review on iTunes, and I will read it. This one comes in from G.I. Joe 407. He says, 1-star review. I have listened since day one. I looked forward to all the content that was broadcast. Not sure what happened to Jimmy's pet peeves. They disappeared. He only adds negative comments and can't even speak on any topic without sounding as if his teeth are getting pulled to give any info. Wow. God forbid he says anything about himself. Even Fat Joe. Yeah, Fat Joe.
That's not my name.
That's a real person, though.
Even Fat Joe talks about himself as if he shows up to say very few words. Nothing important. As he says for his weekend. I guess when we say, what'd you do this weekend, Jimmy? I didn't really do it. Most of all, I can't tell if this is a podcast or Super Chat cast anymore. Not the same as it was 6 months ago. So, very fair review. Jimmy even has said that we should probably scrap his segment because he really doesn't have pet peeves anymore. And guys, I have not chimed into the YouTube live stream yet, but today's show is going to be a Body Power recap. We have so many stories. So much went on this weekend. If you guys are going to Super Chat, if you're going to leave a donation to the show, please let's try to keep it topical to whatever we're talking about. I don't want to be talking about, me and Jon Jones signing a door, and then you're going to ask about, Joey's weight loss or something like that. Let's try to keep it in the direction of where the show is going. And if someone could turn my mic up just a little bit,
I'd also
I'm having a hard time hearing myself.
I'd also like to chime in on that review a little bit.
Okay.
So, just so everyone knows, I mean, I consider that constructive criticism.
Oh, absolutely.
Depending on, what their intention was or not. But we do take what you say seriously. So we were discussing earlier before the show the possibility of trying to figure out how we can do the Super Chats in a better way where it doesn't interrupt the show and we can have the flow that still goes. We appreciate it. It's great and everything, but it does throw people off, and we don't want people not tuning in because of that. Also, we ran some numbers, and I'm going to tell you. So the complaint was towards Jimmy Triceps, and Jimmy's a great guy. But after figuring some stuff out, Jimmy Triceps, I don't know if anyone's aware of this, has not been on since episode 54, I believe. Which is...
Get the fuck out of here. What are we up to, 59 now?
Which is, today is the 15th of May. He has not been here since April 3rd, the episode with Danny Coops.
Wow.
That was a minute ago, yeah.
So, basically, we are taking what you said, your criticism, and we're just going to tell him he's not allowed back.
So Joey, are you trying to say that we are now actively seeking a new member of the podcast?
No, I think we have a good flow. What we do is we always substitute the fourth chair for whoever we can get on, or whoever wants to come on for that week. We have, obviously, people that are in the crew that can't make it every week, so we substitute. Like tonight, we have J-Lo, and we appreciate him being here, especially since he can recap. So it's not like we're missing him that much, I mean, it'd be great if he was here, but at this point, it's been, 5 episodes, so I mean... at work, if we were an employer, right, if you do not show up to work for X amount of days, typically it's 3 days, so we'll consider that 3 weeks of podcasts. That is called job abandonment, and you will be terminated in our system.
He's pulling out the no-call, no-show.
So it appears he's been terminated.
Listen, I don't want to harp too much about Mr. Triceps, but he did send me a screenshot early this morning that his main job is calling. I know people think that podcast co-host is his main job, but he does have a job outside of that. And he has to be about an hour away from his house at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, which means that he has to probably be awake by like 4:15, 4:30. And right now it's already after 9 o'clock. By the time we're done with this podcast, yada, yada, yada. Anyway,
I'm gonna
I'll give you a speed pass, Jim. I'll give you a speed
Jimmy,
pass.
you get a speed pass.
I'd give him a speed pass, but I'm going to have to review the previous 4 excuses.
Fair enough.
So,
Okay, fair enough.
we'll see.
All right, guys.
Well, he should be used to not sleeping, though.
That is true. He did room with me for 2 nights. Well, we'll get into that. He was supposed to room with me for 4 nights, but because of my sleep apnea, he had to get his own room 2 of the 4 nights. But we'll get into that in a moment. Guys, listen. The most common DM I got when I got back, I was not... First of all, the Wi-Fi at the hotel at the Crown Plaza over in Birmingham. It's not Birmingham. It's Birmingham. United Kingdom was out the whole fucking weekend. What a weekend for them to have the Wi-Fi out when all social media influencers and YouTubers and everyone who's going to be clogging up the internet, they did not have it available. So I must have paid $200 extra in extra, getting extra storage or whatever the fuck you call it. Anyway, when I got back and I started going through all the DMs, the number one question is, Rob, why doesn't RF615 work anymore on Steel? If you listen to the show for the last couple of weeks, that is because the code is now RF10. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to save 10% on Steel? RF10. That's R as in Robert, F as in Frank, 10. Also, just want to remind you guys that Sezzle is available. Sezzle is available. It will break up your total bill into 4s. It by 4, and you can pay little by little if you don't have all the cash right up front. Now, let's get to this caption contest before we get into the bulk of the show. 3 weeks ago, I posted something on my Instagram that said, hey, if you caption this picture, something funny, witty, clever, and you read the description, you follow the instructions, I am going to give you a $100 Visa gift card, which I'm showing the live stream right now. Yes, I still have it. It's in my possession. You're going to get a podcast hoodie. You're going to get a t-shirt and a bottle of Hard AF. Somebody at the table here tell me, why did the winner not reach out to me?
Because they probably don't listen to the podcast.
They don't listen to the podcast. Now, The following week, we read the caption and the name of the runner-up. And someone at the table tell me, why did he not reach out to us?
Because they didn't listen to the podcast.
Okay.
He or she, we're not sure, but I mean, I can't believe it's this difficult to give out $300. Like,
it is, bro. I mean, listening to the podcast is like paying your bills. It's something you're supposed to be doing anyway. Why do you only... And listen, it's not like I'm making you listen to the whole show. Listen for the first 5 minutes. We're going to announce your name. We're going to read your caption. And that's it. So...
It does go to show what the internet has become, which is it started as an Instagram caption, 8,500 comments or so, and we can't give the money away. It's because people's attention spans, it's like they'll do whatever is easiest, and then after that, they're just like, all right, I give up. I'm not even going to listen in.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to give money away. I'm trying to give a $100 Visa gift card away. I see Laureen, in the live stream right now, and I know she is a recipient of a $100 Visa gift card. So shout out to Laureen in the live stream. All the mods in there doing their thing. So here we go. The winner, the final winner that I'm going to choose from that caption contest. I don't have the caption pulled up, but I remember when I was on the treadmill earlier, I made sure that he followed both Robert Frank and Robert_Frank. The caption included Tremboloni Sandwich and Bubble Butt Slut. His name, Instagram handle is @HunterDelpha1. Sorry, everybody else who has been lobbying and trying to bribe me into winning this contest. I took the picture and I put your caption to it, and it fit the best. So if you guys want to go search HunterDelpha1, he should be one of the top comments. I think he's got like 400 or 500 likes on the actual comment. You are the winner, HunterDelpha1. You have 48 hours from about 11 p.m. this Wednesday night to reach out to me, letting me know that you are the winner, and I'm going to give you all this shit. If you do not reach out to me, this $100 Visa gift card, the hoodie, the t-shirt, the Hard AF is going to a brand new contest.
No, let's use it to go out one night and get as many shots as we can get with it, just because... I don't know. I just thought of that now.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't buy shots anymore. Jon Jones buys shots for me.
Oh!
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear this
Jon
story.
Jones story out already.
But what are we going to use the Hard AF on?
On a bubble butt.
I'll tell you what we're not going to use it on.
Yeah, my wife. All right, so... All right, guys, so let's get into this. Let's get into this fucking trip here, okay? Pody, I just need you to be on point real quick, because before we do, Juicy AF tank tops and Toxic Masculinity t-shirts are back in stock, all sizes, at robertfrank615.com. So here's how we're going to start the trip. Before we left for the UK, I went with our boy, Beard So Strong, a.k.a. J-Lo, and we got his passport renewed. While he was getting his passport renewed, he called out Conor McGregor. He said, show up at the airport, you little Irish prick, and fight me. And what happened? We get to Ireland, we're in Dublin, J-Lo has got his sleeves rolled up, walking around, looking for Conor McGregor, and he is a no-show. So, Conor McGregor, Beard So Strong 1, Conor McGregor 0. Do you want to give us a brief 20-second post-fight recap, Jay, about your victory?
Sure. I'm going to give a quick recap. We're walking through the airport. Security held us back.
Right.
You know, and Conor is a little bitch. That's all I have to say.
So, Conor McGregor, yeah, you're 0-1 against...
Is it true that he was at the nearby private airport on accident, and he thought that's where you guys were going because he figured you guys fly private?
He didn't want the sauce.
He didn't want this smoke, right? Isn't that a saying? Like, you don't want this smoke. Yeah.
He doesn't want these hands.
He was scared.
All right, let me get... I don't want to miss these couple of donos that I have here before we get into the next topic. But no, I'm not. I'm sorry. Benjamin Johnson. Rob, will you be going to the Aries Fitness Party? I have no idea what that is, brother, but if someone invites me, I might go. And another dono comes in from Austin Thomas. What's up, bros? Shout out to Jimmy for responding to my Instagram comments. Made me feel like I was talking to a superstar. Wow. All you got to do is get Jimmy Triceps to respond to a comment and you feel like a superstar. That's some good shit, man. Austin, thank you for the dono. We appreciate it.
Just so you know, he's been terminated from this podcast.
Yeah, he's no longer a member of the podcast. We need to get some new channel art going and everything. He's yeah. So, anyways, so we leave the airport, Dublin, Ireland. We leave sometime in the afternoon, our time in New Jersey. We get to the EWR Newark Airport, fly into Dublin. I think it was like a 5 or 6 hour flight. We get to Dublin. We're hanging out there for about an hour or so. It was like an overnight flight because we skipped like 6 hours ahead because of the time difference. So we hung out in the airport for a little bit. By the time we caught another plane to get into Birmingham, we got to the hotel sometime on Thursday morning, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock.
Early.
It was early as fuck.
Yeah, I need to call out who booked those flights.
Well,
that would be me. What did I do?
That was all that was available. I'm
no,
sure.
that was best available.
When I tell you, we looked for
every flight.
Realistically, though, the flights weren't too bad going there. Coming home with that layover, coming back was like 3.5 hours. There was nothing even remotely close. And going there, you landed in Ireland at about 11 p.m. Eastern time. So like your body clock, you still should have been awake at that point.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is we show up at, 8:30
For
at
a
the hotel?
So the initial plan was to get another hotel the night before. That way, technically, you were checked in like a whole 12 hours prior. But then a whole bunch of different things happened, and that never happened.
Yeah, we tried to do things like go to the gym.
Yeah, no, I know. Trust me, the planning of that was, especially knowing how this trip went, things changed multiple times. And then next thing you know, now you have multiple rooms that you didn't anticipate having, extra nights, when the original plan would have been to book the room one night in advance, so that way you got there and you had a room already. That was thought of. Unfortunately, it was just everything got fucked. Next time.
Dude, we had the bougiest customer service agent at the hotel.
Really?
She
She was
was
bad.
She was a cutie, but she was bougie, bro.
Yeah.
She was saying how her husband was rich, but you know what? She actually did extend and kind of go above and beyond certain,
What time did they let you in the room at?
It was,
Their time.
I think it was like 10.
We weren't supposed to. We weren't
That's not
supposed
terrible.
to. Yeah, we weren't supposed to get in until 2 p.m. But she hooked us up and she kind of slid us in a little early. But yeah, she was. She was like,
cool,
yeah,
man.
my husband's a fucking like multi-millionaire. I just work. Okay, your husband's a multi-millionaire, but you're working the front desk at a fucking Crown Plaza.
Well,
Motel.
here, how did she look? What'd she look like? Did she look like she had some money?
She could have got the business, bro.
Yeah.
She good.
Yeah, with a couple of drinks and a couple lines of coke. Yeah, you would
No,
have.
you don't need all the extra
Yeah.
stuff. She could have got it. She was pretty cute for a Romanian woman.
Yeah, she was Romanian. She was built 12.
Romanian in the UK, huh?
She was
Yeah.
built 12 to
She
6.
said she spoke like 6 languages.
Yeah, she spoke 6 languages. She's married to an Englishman. That's why, and she has a young daughter. That's why she lives there. But her husband has like $1 million business building crap in Miami. And I'm like,
He's
why are you
definitely banging Cubans.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
definitely making a lot of sneak, jokes with us though.
You know, she
always
might
sneak
work
this.
at the hotel because that's probably like the easiest way to get dudes.
Yeah.
You already got a room right there. You go to work, you just wake up, roll out of bed, go downstairs.
We ran into her a couple of times, like coming back to the hotel at a convention and stuff, and she was pretty friendly.
Yeah.
Nice.
She definitely. Yeah. She.
And
was
nobody did anything. Maybe.
not with her, no.
No?
So let's go over the room situation. So the room situation was supposed to be myself and Jimmy Triceps, and Beard So Strong and Ray Worldwide shared a room for the couple of days that we were there. First night, Jimmy Triceps got no sleep because I have severe sleep apnea, and I don't know what it is. It's not snoring. I like gasp all night for air, which I know is really bad. And I know I'm against doctors. I've said this a million times. But because of some recent bouts that scared even myself, as soon as I got back, MBJ made me an appointment with a sleep specialist next Wednesday. So I'm going to a fucking doctor.
Do you know what I think that's?
Yeah, I was about to clap for that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to a doctor. I'm not going to a doctor for piss and brown and piss and blood and
course
shit and
not.
blood and everything. But I need my fucking sleep, goddammit.
No, but maybe you'll go and they'll be like, the reason you're not sleeping is because you're gargling on your own blood in the middle of the night, and then that could also be what's coming out of your dick. So
could be.
It's a step in the right direction. I am very happy about it. So I'm sure we all are.
So I'm going to the doctor, and so Jimmy Triceps was Thursday night. Friday morning was the first day of the Expo. he's not in a grouchy mood, but he got no sleep because
None of us got any sleep. We were hanging out with Jon fucking Jones.
How are we skipping that? Okay, so Thursday. Let's recap Thursday. We check into our room. It's now 10:30. We get something to eat. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, something like that. We're in our rooms. Our bags are, we're unpacking our bags and everything. So we were allowed to go over to the exhibit center, whatever it's called, the NEC building, where Body Power was being held, so we could start setting up our booth. We dragged all the fucking suitcases with all the merch and all the steel and everything there. And we met a couple of people while we were there. And Jimmy Triceps, when we got back from doing all that, I went back to the room and I took a nap because for some reason I was just dying. Jimmy comes into the room after going to get something to eat and he goes, "Yo, you'll never guess who I ran into on the escalator." I was like, "Who did you run into?" He goes, "Your boy Jon Jones." I said, "Oh, really?" And the story wasn't adding up. It didn't sound like it was true. Nobody believed him.
Not one person believed
Like the way that he said, whatever conversation was going, it was like he was going up the escalator. Jon Jones was going down the escalator. Jon Jones doesn't know who the fuck Jimmy Triceps is. So he was like, we locked eyes and we smiled at each other and all this and that. It was just like, it didn't make sense.
Sounded like a romantic novel.
Yeah. So he was like, "Yeah, tell Rob." Jimmy was like, "Yeah, I'm here with Robert Frank." And Jon Jones was like, "Yeah, tell Rob to come see me. Oh, he doesn't have to wait in line." All this. It just didn't sound right. So Jimmy then tells Ray and Beard So Strong that he saw Jon Jones on the escalator. And Jay was looking at Jimmy like, "Come on, dude. Like, come up with a better lie than that." Turns out, later on that night, after we're going out, we're trying to find something to do. We know that we have a busy day the next day. We didn't want a too crazy night, but let's see the city a little bit, right? Next to our hotel was like a casino, a mall. It was pretty cool, walking distance. We're walking into the casino. Who's fucking walking out but Jon Jones and his crew, right? It's a couple security guards, another UFC fighter. I forget his name. Do you remember his name?
I don't believe that was you. I think it was just part of his team.
Oh, are you sure? Okay.
No, somebody in the comments said that was him, but I know a lot about UFC. He didn't look like him. It kind of did in that picture.
Okay.
But no.
Okay. So anyway, Jon Jones, I'm like, "Oh shit, what's up, bro?" So we're over here and we're fucking like hugging it out. We're introducing everybody to everybody. And Jimmy's like, "Yo, will you tell these motherfuckers that I saw you earlier on the escalator?" And Jon Jones like, yeah, I saw you before. So it co-signed that Jimmy was telling the truth and he really did see him. But Jon is like, "Hey, like, you want to go get shots?" Like, and I'm like, "I ain't turning down no fucking shots from Jon Jones. Let's go." So we all roll into the fucking casino together. Now, Beard So Strong, out of all of us at the table, is probably the biggest UFC fan here, right?
Yeah.
And Jon Jones is probably like your favorite UFC fighter, right?
Yes.
Has to be. So can you explain briefly what was going through your mind when you first realized that, yo, we're here with Jon Jones? What the fuck is going on?
First of all, I want to apologize how I acted. I acted like a little bitch.
Yes, you did.
I was the biggest fanboy in the whole, like, I don't get excited for celebrities. I don't normally care. But when I saw Jon Jones, my eyes lit up. Like, I got like a little shaken. I didn't know what to say. I was stumbling on my words.
Yeah.
And then you guys say, "Oh, this motherfucker called you out." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then he comes over to me. I'm like, "No."
Did he joke around at all about that and like just kind of mess with you or anything?
Oh, he did.
Yeah, because
No.
I held the camera up and I was like, "Yo, Johnny, I know you don't watch the podcast, but you see that tall motherfucker right there? He called you out. He said he wants to fight you." So John's like, "Oh yeah," and he walks over to Jay and just like, "Oh."
No. For the record, I did not call him out. Everyone here called him out.
J-Lo was not on that episode, but we did discuss that J-Lo, everyone agreed that, I think they said J-Lo would whoop him, and I kept saying
No.
he'd kick your head right off of you.
Well, the story goes, prior to us going to Body Power, I DM'd Jon and I said, "Hey," well, by the way, now I have his phone number, so I don't have to DM him anymore.
Me too. I was like, wow. I thought he was trying to pick me up or something.
So I DM him and I said, "Hey, Jon, we'll be at Body Power. It looks like I'll be seeing you. I'll be meeting you. I'm excited." And he left me on scene. So that's why we were calling him out. Like, you don't leave Robert Frank on scene. Like, Jimmy Triceps don't wait in the line. You don't leave Robert Frank on scene. Beard So Strong is going to whoop that ass when he sees you. So that's why we're a team.
Beard So Strong had to take the L on default.
Yeah. Just,
I had to fight like I think it's 5 people
yeah,
apparently. And
it was Rob Bailey, it was Jon Jones, Conor McGregor, and some other people. Whoever else was going to.
I was confident for all of them except for Jon Jones.
Yeah, because when you guys sit next to each other and I sized both you jokers up, I was shaking my head at you. It wouldn't have been a good look.
No, they list him as 6'4". I'm 6'4". He's at least an inch taller.
Really?
Yeah.
At least.
Wow.
So maybe you're really 6'3". Yeah.
No, I'm 6'4", brother. I just
Okay.
measured myself.
It's
after I
not
saw
just
him.
that though. He's lethal. Like he could actually kill somebody.
He's all arms and legs. Like his torso is so small, but like he can kick.
The
you
force,
from-
yeah. Like if you did one of those ESPN, like the science fucking thing they do, I forget what it's called, sports science.
Yeah.
I bet you he does unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
So let me tell you, to speak on that, just how cool and how humble he was, it was absolutely amazing. Like the guy, the way he spoke to us, the way that he embraced us.
Bro, it was like we were
not only
friends
him and his
forever.
friends, like
Yeah.
you would have thought that this was like the 5th, 6th time we hung out.
Yeah,
It was
I could
unbelievable.
tell I was texting Rob from based on the videos. It's like he literally was like part of the crew. It seemed like you guys had his hands are all over him. He seems really like a good guy.
Yeah, it was genuine.
He must have hugged me 10 times. I was like, but I felt like it was like, it was a trap. Like he was hugging me and then he was going to suplex me.
Who were you talking about when he was like, we're talking about somebody, a real big name, and he was like,
Oh,
fuck
UFC.
such a, he was like, fuck such and such. I'm hanging out with Robert Frank.
Oh, shit. I forget.
It was a big name person, and he pretty much said, hey, fuck them. They're not here. I'm hanging out with Robert Frank.
Don't blow up the guy's spot.
Yeah, no, I don't remember who it was, but I do remember he said that.
He
and
did
I was
say
like,
that. He did
whoa,
say that.
this is fucking really weird. So anyways, Jon Jones bought us a round of shots. We all fucking were drinking together. And then while we were in this little restaurant that's inside the casino.
It's a bar.
A bar. The manager of the bar came over to us and he said, hey, would you mind signing the Wall of Fame? And it was basically just a door that any celebrity, and I love how he said, all the celebrities signed this door, and here I am signing it, like I'm a fucking celebrity. But he was like, sign this door, whatever. So me and Jon Jones signed the door. It was fucking awesome.
Then he bought another round of shots.
Yep. No. The manager of the bar was like,
that's
you
right,
got
he bought a round of shots.
we were getting ready to walk out and like we were leaving, and then the manager was like, you guys want a nightcap? And Jon Jones fucking grabbed my shirt. Come on, let's go. So fucking pull. I was like, oh god, I gotta fucking stand up and shake hands and kiss babies tomorrow, man. But he did too. And to be fair, this motherfucker's line was a billion times longer than mine. So how he was doing it, I really don't know.
I think you can make the argument that I would consider him, especially in the sports world,
Yeah.
he's an A-list celebrity.
Oh my god!
Like,
of course.
would you agree or no?
No, back in the day, the heavyweight boxer of the world was like the most famous, baddest man in the world. I think that now belongs to whoever the light heavyweight champion is.
Because
in
the heavyweights
MMA.
are slats or
The heavyweights
or slops.
That and every fight there's a new champion.
Yeah,
Like this.
well, you right now, I think in actual boxing, Anthony, Joshua, whatever the fuck, Gypsy King, all these people, Tyson, Chandler, whatever the fuck their names are.
Who?
That's not Tyson Chandler. He plays basketball. Whatever the fuck their names are. There's 3 of them. They're all undefeated.
But
like,
who?
because they don't fight each other.
But who are they?
You're right. You're right. They don't.
Boxing is dead.
The
to me.
media attention that Jon Jones gets, not only his record, the whole 9. He's an A-list.
To me, I equivalent. I can't say the word, but
Equivalent.
yeah, to like Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, like the cream
Yeah.
of the crop of their time. He is the baddest.
He's
man
clearly
alive.
the face of UFC right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we would.
Well, I would
Well,
say
he's been,
fighting
yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
Because boxing, like J-Lo's saying, is dead, basically.
yeah.
There's still a few good boxers
There
out there,
are.
but like for the
Yeah.
most part, it's not exciting to me to watch.
HBO boxing doesn't even exist anymore. They have that DAZN shit or whatever.
Before we move this along now to the next chapter, because right after that, I mean, we did another shot, and then we kind of split ways, and we kind of parted the Red Sea. Because I didn't want to, he wanted us to keep hanging out with him. He was like, yo, fucking come back to the room, do this, do that. And I was just like, yeah, we probably should. We're ending it on a good note right now, where we're not being clingy and shit. Let's fucking let him do his thing. Let us do our thing. We got a big day tomorrow. So before we go into day 1 of the Body Power, let's take care of some of these donations that came through the show. And remember, guys, if you can, try to keep it topical if you're going to super chat tonight, because we have a lot to get into. But Little Joe Dirts, I don't want to ignore you, says Ray Vegas uses the Grindr app. What the fuck?
Look it up after
Damn.
this.
Who said that?
Little Joe Dirts. Joe Shipla says, I'm competing in my first competition. Any advice? Yeah. Up the trend, bro, and be confident.
Drugs, and more drugs.
Just go, yeah, drugs, and more drugs. No, seriously, just, dude, be confident, own it, have a good time. Don't, I know you have to take it seriously because it's a serious thing. You want to win, you want to show up your best, but go up and have a good time, man. Just fucking don't worry about what you do, because at the end of the day, it's 4 judges or 5 judges judging you on your hard work over the last, 6 months or 4 months, however long you've been competing. And, dude, if you just got yourself in the best shape of your life that you're ever going to be in your entire life, or you've gotten yourself in, there's no judge that can tell you that you're fucking first place, last place, whatever. So just go and have fun with it.
That's actually really good advice, man.
Yeah. Because I know our girl Britbod is doing her first show. I think it's coming up next weekend.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna definitely be there, so we're gonna root her on. But I know what goes into all that. It's
What do you mean, just you? I thought
No, we're all going. But I didn't know that you were gonna go as well.
I'm literally the one who said where it was.
Okay,
at.
so we are going. So Britbod, if you're listening, Nikki, if you're listening, we will be there. Austin Thomas with another dono. Chest Day prayer shirt, Rob. I got kicked out of Planet Fitness when I went to work out with my brother-in-law for wearing my sick fucking pump shirt. Yeah, that's gonna happen if you work out at Planet Fitness, brother. Rodney Jean Baptiste with a $1 dono. Don't have a comment, but thank you, Rodney. And Austin Thomas again. Are you guys going to be at the bodybuilding competition in June in Kansas City, Missouri? No, I do not think so. June is a busy month for me. The only thing that I know for sure that I'm going to be doing in June that is locked up is, I think, June 29th. We'll be in Philadelphia for the Ring of Honor show. It's a television taping, and hopefully I will get to meet my second man crush in the world, Jay Briscoe from the Bisco Brothers. And last but not least, Michael Tanza. Joey, are you hitting the VAR? You look slimmer.
Oh.
Ooh, a little compliment
Ooh,
for
I
Joey.
got,
Look at the way your eyes lit up, bro.
You're not even the first person to tell me that this week. There was a man at a store I was at. He was with his family, probably a guy in his 50s. And I was walking down. He was with maybe his daughter and his wife or somebody. And he goes, "Excuse me, do you lift weights?" I looked at him. I said, "Yes, I do." He goes, "You look it." I said, "Well, thank you." I left out of that place feeling like $1,000,000. Okay? Yes, I have been lifting weights.
Yo, Rob, did you pay this guy this?
Yo, is it comparable to the first podcast that I ever did was with the PBR, the Pizza Beer Revolution. This was 2 years ago in down the shore.
Probably
I think it was
longer than that
Asbury
now.
Park. It was longer than 2 years ago. And me and Joey went. And Joey stood off to the side, arms folded, sitting on a stool, just waiting for some shit to go down. And they said, "Damn, you brought your bodyguard with you."
That felt good as well.
Joey felt like a fucking $1,000,000. He talked about it the whole ride to the bar.
I'm going to talk about that bodyguard situation.
Oh, yeah.
Judging by some of the bodyguards I saw at, where were we at?
Body
Body
Power.
Power?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a compliment.
Okay, so that is why I was going to just now say.
Damn.
I was going to
Shots
say.
fired.
It didn't feel good. It felt good, but not like what this felt like, because I have been working hard. And sure, could I be working even harder? We were just mentioning this earlier. Could I cut my diet, make it even better? Sure. But to give you an example, I was going to go to Sonic tonight, and I Googled the nutrition facts for what I was going to get, which is a large cherry limeade. 90 carbs. And I was going to get the chicken tenders. That would have been so far into the carbs for your week. So I went to the store, and I got a Diet Snapple, and I got a salad. So I am doing a lot better, and I was at the gym yesterday, Rob, 40 minutes cardio. I was at the gym today before I came here, did chess, played basketball for my cardio today. I've been doing a lot. So You know what? I'm glad that person just left that comment. If I was in the chat, I would give that guy a dono right now.
Wow.
You know, Joe, while we were away, somebody actually asked me, they were like, is Joe serious this time? And I looked this person dead in their eye and I said, you know what? I think he actually means it this time.
So I'm 99 days away from going on my cruise. Rob's got a cruise coming up too.
Yep.
And summer's coming. So if I'm ever going to put in the effort, it's definitely
time,
now
bro.
because summer's coming. I can't pull off hoodies going out in the summer. And I want to be able to still go out. So it's like I can't wear hoodies in fucking 90 degrees. So I have to shed at least 20 30 pounds. But
Just ask Rob what his secret is because he does it.
Oh.
Yeah, I do. I wear hoodies all year.
Oh, I thought you were talking about weight loss. You're talking about hoodies out.
No, I am losing a lot of weight. Well, while we were out at Body Power in the UK, we maybe ate maybe twice a day. That was it. When you're
On
used
a
to
good
eating
day.
5-6 meals a day,
Dude,
yeah.
I just checked
on
my
a
weight,
good
too.
day. Bro, we're
I'm down
all
5.
down. We're all down weight just because there was so much going on. But let me rewind just a little bit because I know I'm on my way to Friday morning. That Thursday night, Jimmy Triceps and myself went to Emporium Gym, which is like the big gym out in that area, and they always host like big Olympia fucking things and not Olympia, Body Power, events and stuff like that. So all your big name athletes that are at Body Power, when they need a place to train, they go to this place called Emporium Gym. It's an awesome gym. Different rooms with like different equipment. It's got like a chest and shoulder room with plate loaded machines, pin loaded machines, dumbbell, everything. It's crazy, right? So me and Jimmy go there. Now, as you guys know, for the past couple of weeks, we've been not trolling, but kind of having fun with Dana Lynn and Rob Lynn Bailey, right? So I knew that I had a speaking engagement with them the first day of Body Power, which was the Friday, and basically it was a live talk in front of a studio audience or auditorium, whatever you want to call it. And long story short, I ended up getting in touch with Rob Bailey prior to us leaving, and everything was good. We knew that we were going to be seeing each other and talking together, and everything was all good. Me and Jimmy are at the gym. Now picture this, everybody. Anybody who's a bodybuilding fan, okay? And you know a little bit about fitness. Me and Jimmy are in the gym. Who's training over there is Dana Lynn Bailey. Who's over here? Mike Rashid. Who's over there? Mac Truck. Who's over there? Phil Heath. We're under the same roof as all these fucking people working out. I felt like I didn't belong. It was fucking insane. So I see Rob Bailey. And he comes down this rampway, and I'm like, there he is. I just want to break the ice with him. And he goes, the first thing he said to me was, you know what? He goes, I thought that was you, but you look black. Because I had my hoodie on, I had my hat on, and my beard, and you could only see a little bit of my face, and I had a really good tan going into Body Power because I knew that I wasn't going to be tanning for the 5 days that I was there. So I made sure I was extra dark. And he thought I was black. But let me tell you guys this.
Were you expecting a right hook?
I was
from him?
expecting.
Were you on your guard?
Well, he shook my hand, and he did one of those like wouldn't let go of my hand
So you waiting for
handshakes. So I was waiting for him to fucking short line, clothesline me like Jake the Snake Roberts. But he ended up pulling me in, giving me a hug. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we'll fucking kill it tomorrow. Don't worry. He knew I was a little nervous for this speech because I've never did public speaking before. I never talked in front of an audience. But him and Dana, let me tell you something. Solid fucking people. And I take back anything that I ever said being mean, negative. And thank God we didn't start no shit at the Arnold like we were planning on doing.
Oh my God, I wonder whose idea that was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank
Because
you.
Joe thinks about the future.
Yes, and thank God we didn't do that because this would have made this very awkward.
I want to also thank God because I never realized how huge this guy was.
Yeah, Rob
and
Bailey
I was
is a
supposed
big
to take that
motherfucker.
fight on.
What would you
so.
say? What would you say his height was?
Oh, he was at least my 6'4", 6'5".
Really?
He was another dog.
Yeah, he's Jay's height. He's Jay's
wow.
height.
Yeah, he's
Everybody out there is Jay's height.
And
Yeah.
jacked out of their mind.
Yeah, fucking, he is a big, thick motherfucker. We're standing on stage, and I keep fucking looking down at this motherfucker's legs. He's got on, like, skinny jeans, and his legs are fucking, like, dude. But anyway, that Friday night, they had we did the whole body power thing. We met all the bros and broettes that came on Friday. They kept pulling me away because I had different, like, speaking things that I had to do on both Friday and Saturday. But when I was up there with Dana and Rob, it was almost like Rob was interviewing me. They had an MC, the guy Jamie, who was fucking awesome, made the whole weekend super easy for me. But Rob knew my history. He knew that I started out making fun of CrossFit, doing the little 15-second videos. He really wasn't sure when it turned from
How do you
that,
know all this?
because he followed me.
Wow.
Dude, he gave me, well, I don't know if he actually followed me, but he knew of my progression of social media. He fucking gave me a shout out way back in the day. I forget what video it was. It was a CrossFit trolling video on his Flag Nor Fail page, which at the time had 20,000 followers. Today, that would be the equivalent of 20 million. You know what I mean? This is back like 5 years ago. He actually gave me a shout out, and I remember I got like 100 new followers that day, and I was like, holy shit. When you have 800 followers and you bump to 900, that's a big fucking number back in the day. You know what I mean? So anyways, super cool dude, and Dana was like, hey, I said, hey, are you going to this party tonight? The first night of Body Power, they had a pink carpet party, which was celebrating Muscle and Fitness UK's new release of their new magazine. The only people who were invited to this party were the influencers and the athletes of Body Power. So it was me and my +3, Jimmy, Ray, J-Lo, and myself went, and all your athletes were there. And so Dana was the cover person for this event. And I said, hey, are you going to this thing? She goes, I don't know anything about it. I was like, you're on the fucking poster that you're hosting it. She goes, I need to find out about this. She goes, are you going? And I said, I think I'm going. She goes, I'll only go if you go. Probably blowing smoke up my ass. But anyway, her and Rob made a 12-minute cameo. We timed it. We did a shot together. I also did a shot with Jimmy Lewin that night. For those of you who don't know Michelle Lewin and Jimmy Lewin, I know I'm dragging this out, but Jimmy Lewin may be my new man crush.
Yeah, introduced by me.
Dude, Jimmy Lewin is probably the best looking dude I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that he bangs Michelle every night, it just makes him even more of a guy.
And he's very, if you go on his Instagram, he uses a lot of humor and stuff.
Yeah, oh, he's a funny dude.
They're a really cool couple. And he's been with her before she was hot. Like, she was always good looking, but she didn't look anything like she looks now. And they've been together that whole time.
Dude, I said to him, and by this point, I'm 3 sheets to the wind. I think the whole weekend I was drunk, but I was feeling no pain. I was good to go. I had no insecurities or anything, and I saw him standing in the corner with his wife and somebody else. So I went over to him, and I said, Jimmy, I said, hey, I know you don't know who I am. My name is Robert Frank. I was actually with you at FitCon 2 years ago in London. But I don't want to bother you. I just want to shake your hand, say what's up. And Michelle was like, she kind of like leaned in to listen to what we were saying. I shook her hand, and then I wanted to keep it moving. Motherfucker grabbed my arm. What are you drinking? Jack Daniels, baby. Let's go. So little shot with Jimmy Lewin. That was no big deal. But I would say the star of that whole after party had to be Jen's the Beast from 5% Nutrition.
Yeah.
Dude. You always hear never judge a book by its cover. If you look at this dude, fucking massive arms, massive chest, shoulders, bald head, tattoos all over, his whole face is tattooed. He's got this huge red beard. He's the scariest looking motherfucker on the planet. And he is the
Sounds like those guys from Game of Thrones that live on the other side of the wall.
Dude.
I'm trying to think of
Wildlings.
Wildlings.
The Wildlings, yeah. he would be like the King Wildling.
Yo, he is the fucking nicest dude in the world, man. And
just don't piss him off, though.
Yeah, don't piss him off, because we almost saw him get into a pretty big fight that night. So, anyways, he's an awesome dude.
Rumor has it with that fight, you guys were all ready to throw down. Is this true?
Well,
I would have definitely.
Here's what happened. Here's what happened.
Because I respect you guys for that.
Let
That
me
means
let me play this
I
out.
wouldn't get my ass beat if it ever came down to it.
Let me play this out for you. So we're all there. Now it's a party. Now it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's drinking. The drinks are flowing. Everybody's feeling good. And because of the way Jen's looks with the tattoos and everything, when people get drunk, they start to poke. They start to, fucking instigate. So this big ass, and this guy was big. He was probably J-Lo's like height, but probably had maybe 50 to 100 pounds.
You could tell he was a
big
fairly
dude.
sizable dude. He's pretty active. He probably works out a little bit.
Yeah,
Probably
big motherfucker. He starts going up to Jen saying, "Oh, well, you're a tough guy," or something like that.
No, you a fighter? You
Yeah.
a fighter?
Yeah, you a fighter.
I'm trying to do a Polish accent.
Yeah. He's like, but kind of like saying like, "Hey, you think you're fucking big and bad" type shit. So Jen's is like, "No, man, no, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter." He's just because he doesn't want to start his shit. So the guy just keeps poking and keep poking. And he's like, "Hey, we should get a picture. We should get a picture." So Jen's is like, "Yeah, no big deal, man. Let's get a picture." So then as they're getting ready to pose for the picture, the dude then starts fucking poking again at him. Like, "Yeah, tattoos on your face. You think you're fucking badass." Like, so Jen's is like, "Yo, do you want the fucking picture or not?" That's when
It got real.
it got real. Now, I positioned myself. We've just met this dude, but I felt like if some shit went down, I got this dude's back. Little old me, right? I positioned myself behind this big ass Polish dude, right? Just in case. And I'm just standing there with my drink. Just in case anything went
Choke him
down.
out.
I would have fucking grabbed his leg like a little fucking dog. I saw Ray and Jay position themselves around. Like we knew what we were doing. If this shit was going down, we were jumping on this dude. Fucking Jimmy Triceps bounced. He was like, "Yo, I want no part of this shit." He was like, "I'm out." But yeah, no, I know if push came to shove, and if Jimmy saw us getting our ass whooped, he would have been right there too. But it was just funny that, dude, why would you even want to start?
You've even experienced that though, and that's why we always say, while we don't consider you like this god or celebrity or whatever, I mean, technically in a form you are, right? But at the same time, we always say we don't like when you go to a bar by yourself. You like when you're just with 10 girls and it's you. Because the problem is that type of shit happens. Because people look for the soft target. Oh, there's Rob. He's by himself. I'm wasted. I'm going to go fuck with him.
Yeah.
And that's what people do all the time.
Yeah. No, it's true.
But it's funny. Look what did I say to Jens earlier that day? I said, "Yo, big man, if somebody here picks on you during this expo, I got your back."
Yeah.
He started to laugh. Hey, lo and behold, man, you never know.
Yo, you never fucking know.
We just met this guy like earlier in the day at the expo. He came up to us.
Yep.
And through the whole party, talking to him and his wife, you find out these people are amazing.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to take that punch. I was gonna eat it. I would have been lights out.
Yeah.
When I was about to eat it for him, because that guy, I don't know. I got a man crush on him.
He's got a real dope story. So despite the facade, he's actually pretty interesting.
Did like
He's an
5 or
interesting
6 years in prison.
Yeah, we talked for a minute.
Bro, this dude is the real deal. Now, Jay is not like a fitness guy. Jay doesn't know the fitness community. Jay could have walked past Phil Heath and not had any fucking idea.
I know he was somebody, but I didn't know who the hell he was. But we did cross paths.
Right. So
I photobombed one of his photos by accident.
That is true. So for Jay to meet him, now I knew who Jens was because I just knew his face. Me and him have been friends on Facebook for a while. So when he came up to the booth and we did a little video together. We put that little video together in like not even a minute. Where I was like, "Yo, if anybody fucks with me, you got to fuck with the motherfucking beast." Yeah. So that was a pretty cool.
I really love that guy. Him and his wife, they're really good people.
What's his wife look like? Hot?
She's a good looking woman.
She's very pretty.
Definitely good looking. I mean no disrespect, but Jay may mean some disrespect.
So I had listen, all these guys around talking to them, I'm not getting anywhere. I see her off kind of just sitting there. So I have a conversation with her, hear the story from her perspective.
Right.
And it just solidified that I love this guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I just had to say, walk past Jay and be like, "Don't hold that conversation too long."
I was getting nervous as the conversation kept going longer and longer. I'm looking at, see if he's looking at me. I'm like, I need to get out of here before he thinks I'm trying to do something
Every
wrong.
person, though, that we've ever thought, and while we didn't think this about Jens, but every person that we've always thought was either a douchebag or an idiot or whatever, I can't think of. I can think of one person, but other than that one person,
Do you want to
everyone
mention
else,
that person?
No.
Okay.
I mentioned it to you earlier today. Everyone that we've ever met that I had a bad thought about ended up being like a great person, with the exception of this one person. Everyone else, and Rob, you've had beef with Joey Swole, turned out to be a great guy.
Oh, awesome dude.
Back in the day, the nutrition guy.
Who's that?
You were going to get diet advice from him, and then you started arguing with him.
Oh, Jerry Ward, yeah. Jerry
Yeah.
Ward. Cali Muscle.
Cali Muscle.
Yeah, Cali Muscle had beef with him. Yeah,
Clearly-
all these people ended up being awesome fucking, except for one, and I'm not going to mention the name. I know the person that you're talking about, and I did see him at Body Power for briefly, but we won't talk about him. Anyway, we'll move on. So, I need to say that out of meeting Jon Jones, awesome fucking guy, and we bumped into him multiple times throughout the expo. Actually, the day after, the Friday was the first day of the expo, when we were coming back into the hotel. Now remember, when people come up and talk to me, they, a lot of people ask me to do a video for them. Hey, could you do a quick Snapchat video for my buddy? He's give him motivation, whatever. And when you have a line built up of people that are waiting to take pictures with you, they see that you're doing a video for somebody, then they get in their mind, oh shit, maybe he'll do one for me. Maybe he'll do one for me. I easily did 75 to 100 cameos. We call them cameos. Bookcameo.com, by the way, /RobertFrank615. There we go. I must have done 75 to 100 a day of just screaming in people's phones in character, telling people to get off their ass, get in the gym, stop worrying about this breakup, or whatever was going on in their lives. And I lost my voice every single day. And doing that, you fucking get exhausted. You know what I mean? You're on your feet all day. And when we got back into the hotel, Jon Jones was sitting in there at one of the high tops, having a fucking beer. The minute he saw us, got up from his little crew that he was with, came over, remember, shook all of our hands. What's up? And he looked at me. He goes, dude, your fans whooped the shit out of you today. Who was with me? Was it you? It was Jimmy? I was like, you are goddamn right. And I was exhausted, but I love it. That's why we go to these things. But the one person out of Jon Jones, out of who we just talking about, Jen's the Beast, the one person that I needed to meet, never in a million years thought I would meet, it made my trip, was, and I don't want to botch his last name, but you guys know him as Chessbra, said, who is Zyzz's brother. And live stream, if you're looking right now, I have been blessed with the Zyzz fucking little, what is this, medallion or what do you call this? I don't even know what it is, but
a necklace.
A necklace with a little what do you call this part right here though?
Like a Jesus piece.
Charm.
Exactly, like a charm, a Jesus piece, but it's a silhouette of his brother Zyzz.
It might as well just be a Jesus piece.
Dude, it is Jesus.
To Rob, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I don't really talk about it a lot. I don't even know if I've even ever mentioned it on the
I want to
podcast.
talk about it.
Go ahead, you talk about it.
Before Robert Frank, as you call him, before Rob was Rob, this is unemployed Rob. You have your stories of like success stories of Conor McGregor, who was on welfare before he was in the MMA. You're talking about Jen's the Beast, who was in prison. Rob was unemployed, and he was working at the gym at the time, but not really like training. So on paper, the guy's unemployed. Anyway, he used to talk about two things all the time, and it was the Delray Misfits, which we had on...
Big Brad Wolf.
Yep. Rob was always a fan of them. Rob didn't have Instagram at the time. No
Nope.
social media. He was
Just
a fan
YouTube.
of... Just YouTube. He had Delray Misfits and Zyzz. And he was obsessed with this guy. Okay? And it's like... For those of you who don't know, you could look it up. Rob watches a lot of the videos still to this day. But Rob was obsessed with them. And turns out, now you fast forward 5-6 years, and well, even longer than that. And now Rob gets to meet his brother, and it's like a dream come true for Rob. I mean, Rob is technically taken that culture that his brother was doing, which was having the friends, going out, partying, but still keeping and maintaining like your physical fitness and still eating healthy and going to the gym. The aesthetics of wanting to look good but be able to go out. And Rob has...
And not to look good for the stage,
Yeah.
but to look good for the bars and the clubs. And that's what Zyzz preached. I don't even know. I'm curious. People in the live stream right now that are on YouTube watching us live. How many of you guys know who Zyzz is? Just, give me a yes, I know who he is, or yeah, I know. So, because I'm curious, because a lot of people, because as time goes on, Zyzz died in 2011. He died at like 21 or 22 years old. Cause of death, they say was a heart attack or something like that, but there was probably some foul play involved, obviously. That's no denying. Zyzz had, he lived the life. He partied. He did the drugs. He did the steroids. He, not sure if he was a big drinker or not, but he was a partier. And he lived the lifestyle of, we're going to the gym for 3-4 hours a day. We're eating the meals. We're doing the drugs. We're doing what we got to do. Not for the stage, but for the bars. To go fucking bang chicks, for threesomes, for foursomes, for just living that type of lifestyle. And he had a crew around him. It was him, his brother, Super Turk, Bob.
I was getting choked up.
Yeah,
You can hear he was
Jimmy
getting choked
too.
up.
Jimmy said the same thing, and he had to fucking bounce because he was like, "Dude, I'm gonna start fucking crying. Let me get the fuck out of here."
Everyone involved.
Sid.
Yeah, Sed was very emotional through that process. Because listen, if somebody's been in a situation where they lost their brother at a very young age, and before they even really truly hit their prime, I felt the emotion he was. I never knew who he was before this week. Another guy, absolutely love this guy.
Super cool dude.
And he's built like a fucking
He
Greek
looks like a
god,
god.
too.
He looks like he really does, with the hair, with the fucking 5 o'clock shadow, the tan, the tattoos, the build. He looks like a fucking Greek god. Yeah. Now, Jay, was it you or Jimmy who said when you first met him, you kind of had a little?
I was thinking
this dude is a little.
I thought he might be a little on the arrogant side.
Yeah.
But then as you got to know him more and talk to him more,
right.
It's really not arrogance. It's just he's a very confident individual.
Yeah.
But he's a down to earth individual. Another guy, no homo, fell in love with.
Yeah, super cool dude. So we actually trained with him. That was a dream of mine too, to fucking be able to train with fucking with Sed. Kimbo was with Kimbo Parker was with us.
Kimbo Parker. Parker Kimbo.
Parker Kimbo, right? From Instagram. Sed. Ray Worldwide, Beard So Strong, we fucking killed it. We had a whole big crew
workout too.
Dude, we did back, we fucking crushed it. We did 1,000,000 sets. I actually cut Phil Heath off because he was doing close grip pull down. I just fucking sat down on his bench. First time Phil Heath ever acknowledged me, ever. Back in the day, fun fact, I had problems with Phil Heath too. Because I had a friend, he's one of the dudes that I had beef with too. I even made a YouTube video about him way back in the day, maybe 2014. Because he said something to a friend of mine that wasn't very nice. And, Phil Heath, whatever. I'm not going to talk shit about him because he did give me a pound and he acknowledged my presence, that I do exist. And then one time, this is actually a funny story, me and Jimmy are in the green room. Now, when you do the body power, if you're one of the body power people, you go into a green room when you want to hide out and not be bombarded with pictures and shit like that. They got food, water, drinks, candy, whatever the fuck you want back there. And it's just a place for us to chill out for a little while. So me and Jimmy are back there, and Phil Heath is sitting in the chair, and he's watching YouTube videos or whatever. And he's telling, I forget who he was telling, but he was like, yeah, I need to watch some funny shit to kind of lift my spirits up so I can go back out there and fucking, meet people and shake hands and kiss babies or whatever. So that was my cue to say, hey, you should watch some Robert Frank videos. He put his phone on his lap and he goes, what? It was the dirtiest look and the dirtiest what ever. And I'm just yeah, watch Robert Frank videos. And he goes, yeah, okay. Totally blew me off. So I was like, this guy's an asshole. But anyway, no.
On the flip side,
yeah,
he kind of looks like we're related because he's got the ball. When we were working out, we're both all sweaty.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sitting
guys
next
looked
to
at
him,
each other.
Got the green eyes and the bald head. I said to him, I was like, are we related?
He's only got you by about 200 pounds.
Yeah.
He could be another one, though, who you initially think is no good. You meet him, and he might be a really good guy.
Yeah. No, he was talking to everybody, dude, I'm telling you, having access to that green room, anytime I walk back there, I just felt so out of place. The only thing that I could compare it to is when we had that backstage access to the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
When fucking The Situation, Vinny, Paulie D, everybody was fucking there. And we're back there. I'm like, yo, we don't belong here. Let's go. No. Chill out, Rob. Chill out.
And Joe, you see Rob's mentality towards it?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't belong there.
I know.
I went back there like 5 times a day.
Ray didn't give a fuck, bro.
I made a sandwich. I laid down. I got me a massage.
I think.
know?
I think with time. I mean, Rob is still fairly new in the game. Like what? Even though, yeah, sure, video's 6 years. You know what? Like 2012. But now you're talking. It's only really been 3 years of a lot of success. So maybe I think with time it'll come. I do.
One dude, too, that anytime I saw him at the entire Expo, I didn't bump into him a lot, but any time that we were within each other's presence, Mike Rashid always came up, shook my hand. How you doing, Rob? What's going on?
Where is
How
he
you
from?
doing?
Do you know?
I want to say California.
West Coast?
Yeah, I know he's really cool, really close with CT Fletcher and that whole crew out there, Iron Addicts and shit. But he may be a Florida dude. I don't know, but I know at some point he was very closely linked in with CT Fletcher. But yeah, another cool ass dude. Mac Truck is another dude who he used to be a fighter. I don't know if you guys remember this. Mac Truck fucking punched Rich Piana in the face a couple years ago at an expo and started a whole big shit. I think the story was he was like an original 5%er and then he left 5% or he was released from 5%. There was some beef between him and Rich and he fucking punched Rich at an expo and it was some crazy shit that went down. But anyway, I got to meet him and he was fucking super cool. He talked to me for maybe 10 minutes or so. So just meeting all these people was really, really fucking crazy. Speaking in front of a live crowd, it was me, Dana Lynn, and Rob Bailey the first day. The second day, it was me, the Harrison twins, and Jens the Beast. We did like a little speech for about an hour. The auditorium had maybe 150, 200 people in it. And then I did one by myself on that Saturday night. It was at 5 o'clock. The expo is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 5 p.m. is when they had me going on stage by myself. I'm like, this is going to be easy. Nobody's going to be there. You know, it's 5 o'clock. The expo closes at 6.
Which you said on the podcast.
Which I said on the podcast. Why did I show up and the auditorium was half full? I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I got to do this.
And this is after you're freaking growling at people for 3 hours. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, relax. You got to speak on stage. And you're like, man, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking talk. I was like, my voice was fucking cracking. But anyway, there were a lot of people there, and they were asking really good questions, because there was a lot of audience participation. Like they had questions, and I would answer them. So that was a really good experience, and I definitely think that I could crush some kind of fucking live speaking thing now. Like,
Yeah.
I am not nervous at all.
There's been several public speaking things where you've been asked to go, and you just weren't ready. But I think you're ready.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely ready for that now.
and
But
Rob,
they made it really easy.
And Rob, since we're on this speaking about public speaking and
Yeah.
speaking in front of an audience, can we get into a couple of fan acknowledgments?
Oh yeah, go ahead, brother. Yeah, we had a lot of people came up to us. Podcast fans that have been with me since the CrossFit trolling days, people that met me 2 years ago at FitCon in London, which is, I think a 2 or 3 hour drive from where this expo was. People that said that they drove 6 hours just to come and see me. They didn't give a fuck about anybody else there. They just came to see me. We have
They
a
said
bunch.
that to everybody.
No. These guys, as soon as me and Ray opened up the booth every day at the beginning of the day. Right? Soon as the booth would open, you would see who truly came here to see Rob, because they would show up right from the start. We would have great conversations with these people. They would tell them a story. We're like, "Oh, Rob will be here shortly." They would come back after they saw Rob. They would even come back, see how things are going. The guys were shouting out were the legit people who love us, and we got to meet them now. There's a couple. I really love.
Dude,
these
and
guys.
that's again, and I know we say, and I hate talking about numbers. That's in the UK. Then imagine where the fan base is even bigger and whatnot, how psychotic it would be. So it is it's why it's always important to stay positive no matter what, because when you think about it, it's insane.
Yeah.
It really is insane, and how this all ended up becoming what it is now.
Right.
So,
Well, Ray has a list of people that he wants to acknowledge and shout out. And this is just a small portion. And I hate to do shit like this because I know we're always going to leave somebody out or we're going to forget a name.
I apologize on our behalf. We did a bad job of actually getting Instagram names and stuff like that. Yeah. That's on me. I apologize because there's a few people out there that I really wish we had their name.
I suspect that based on how this one went, next year, Body Power 2020, I believe Rob will most likely be there again. And I think it'll be a lot different. Have a much larger notice and things will be a little bit different. So that way, all this stuff is done. But you guys did a crazy good job. I mean, I was watching everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I could cry, I would.
They were Ray and Jay were absolute, I'm quote unquote the fucking star of the show, but they were the fucking MVPs, man. They fucking showed up every morning. And listen, we went out drinking every night. That Saturday night, I don't know how the fuck you guys made it to the Expo.
Yeah, we didn't get any sleep that night.
Dude, they pushed me in a wheelchair in there and just left me off in my booth and goes, "Here you go, good, fucking do your job." But bro, you guys fucking killed it. Set up the booth every day because we got to break down every night. You can't leave all the merch and supplements; it'll be gone.
Well, Marissa and I did it at the We actually, this is before we started bagging the shirts, poly bagging them. So we left all the stuff there, and we came back the next day, and the whole top layer of shirts. Birds shit all over them.
Yeah.
We had to get rid of all those shirts.
I don't know how the fuck birds got in that.
Because the building's real tall, so they just chill at the top and they shit on everything.
So go ahead, Ray. Who do you got?
All right, and a couple of people we can spend a couple seconds talking about, but the first one is going to be Brooke on Instagram, Brooke.Potter.
Yeah.
Now, Brooke Potter is a gentleman that's originally from Trinidad and Tobago, who now lives in the UK. And Brooke pretty much follows and listens religiously. And I want to say before the bros chime in, Brooke, you're a fucking rock star. This guy walks around with the biggest smile on his face. He gave a personal shout out to Joey Banks to get his shit together. I think Brooke's down like 60 pounds. But just an awesome dude who just, smile from ear to ear, really showing a lot of love and support for us. So, we really appreciate
that guy is a good guy.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Very positive vibe. And he also called me a legend, which I was like, wow. He said I could write a book about my tales. I was like, 2 people would buy it. Me and maybe my mother. Right?
Yeah, and your mom wouldn't want to read your book.
No.
The next person is going to be Paul Y281 on Instagram. Paul actually took a 7-hour bus trip and stayed at an Airbnb at some smoke show's house, some fitness cutie's house.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But a 7-hour trip just to come see us. I believe he's a postman and he would like to listen to the live stream, but he can't because of the time difference. But
gotcha.
Paul hung out all day, man, and checked in on us throughout the course of the day. And I think he went to one of your live speaking.
So did Brooke. Let me tell you something about those two. First of all, I keep calling him Paulie.
Paulie because it's Paul Y.
Because it's Paul Y. But I don't know. Maybe he does go by Paulie. I don't know. But Paul Y. When I did those speaking things, now of course you're gonna get some nerves. For whatever reason, when I walked out there and I was on stage and I saw Brooke sitting there and I saw Paul sitting there, like my nerves were fucking calmed immediately. I felt like I had a friend. I know Jimmy was there with me recording and shit, but I felt like I had somebody in there that watched my back. So I know other people hung around for the live speaking shit too, and I want to thank you, but most notably that I recognized right off the bat was fucking Brooke and Paul. So thank you guys.
Next person is going to be Lee Flaherty 2 on Instagram. Lee, thank you very much for checking in. He definitely stopped by the booth a couple times. We really appreciate the support. Next one is going to be Andy Wilson 247 coming by and showing us some love, big supporter. And the last one is going to be Parker Kimbo, who is a lovely lady from the UK who we trained with. She actually stopped by the booth and hung out with us for a little bit. And she even has a show coming up in, I believe, 4 weeks. So, Kimbo, if you're listening to the podcast, good luck to you on the show. And let me tell you, this girl's got a back wider than Beard So Strong.
Yeah,
it definitely does. But that back turned me on.
Oh, she had a sexy back.
I was like, when
She had a sex.
something about a woman who has like a fit back, like it just instant turn on for me. I don't know why.
Yeah. So Jake Allison, I just see a dono come in, and it says, "Where the hell is Jimmy been? What does he drive? I saw his IG story. I'ma come to Jersey and flash my lights at him for 5 miles."
That's a pet peeve.
What are those white vans that Jimmy drives?
A Econo van.
It's
like
the work
that
van.
steal kids.
Yeah, it's an Econo van.
It's like a creeper van. We call it the creeper van. He's got all his
Like a
work
candy
shit.
van.
Yeah.
The candy van. So thank you so much, Jake. And I know I missed a couple of donos. Sean Darson, will you and the bros ever do a live an event in Florida? I'm sure we will. I've been to Florida multiple times. I will actually be there in a couple weeks, Sarasota area, to do some steel shit. D. Almeida says, too much fight. When is too much fighting enough in a relationship? When you're fighting more than you're not fighting, that is when you should call it a wrap. And
Fighting is healthy.
fighting is healthy, but when you're fighting more than you should,
Joey, don't give advice on this.
Even-
Yeah.
What do you mean? I've had the same person for 14 years.
Yeah, but you guys fight
guys are on a
all
different
the
level.
time.
She's in a boot right now.
I was even going to mention physical fighting is acceptable as well, as long as you're both fighting. Like it can't be a one on zero thing. You got to take the hits back. But I mean, yeah, like Rob said. In short, if
don't go on Beard So Strong's camera.
in short, if you're fighting like Rob said more than you're happy, then you got a major problem.
As long as you're fucking after your fight, you're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't go to sleep and don't wake up fighting. You can fight in the middle of the day.
That is true. So who else you got, Ray? Did you
That was
read
it.
everybody? Okay.
No. Just other things to mention. You met the actor and director from the movie
Redcon 1, yeah. So they're the lead actor and then a supporting actor is a big fan of Robert Frank 615 and the Rage videos and stuff. They think I'm hilarious. They were there promoting their movie Redcon 1, which is a military zombie movie.
Is it an England-based one?
I don't.
Yes,
I guess so.
I believe
I
so.
guess
It's
so.
not American.
So they gave me an autographed copy, and the actual director, who was there like in a fucking tuxedo every day, he was there. He came over to meet me. He's apparently a fan as well. They asked me if I did any acting, and I'm not gonna say listen, I'm very honest with my shit. They gave me an autographed copy of this movie. I told them that me and my wife would watch it this weekend. I'll give them a little plug on Instagram, on the story and Snapchat if I like it. If I don't like it, I'm gonna let them know. And I told them, I said, as long as you're okay with me, shitting on it or loving it. They said, no, we want your honest feedback. So I'm a zombie guy, and I don't know how they're going to tie in the military
I'm
with
gonna let you
this.
know how good a fan, like they really are into you. They
No, I
came
know.
up to the booth every day trying to when you're going to be
Find
here.
me,
We want to
yeah.
talk to you. Yeah.
And they even asked Mr. Frank if he has any acting experience.
Yeah,
So
I said I know how to act stupid. That's all I know how to act. And before I forget, because I need to do this, Anthony Robbins says, "How come my beard looks like pubes?" Well, maybe it is. I told you I have a Velcro beard. I fucking shave
He
my
said
pubes.
your beard or his beard?
No, my beard.
I don't believe someone just paid money to
Yeah,
tell you that.
but yeah, thank you for the $2, Anthony. But yes, so I need to thank and give a big shout out to Nick Orton, who is the CEO, founder, and big dog over at fucking Body Power. Thank you, Nick. Nick had me on his podcast while we were there. Did a little maybe 20-minute spot. They're really trying to blow up Body Power in India, and they're trying to really tap into the fitness community. He wants me to go out to India, so any Indian bros and broettes out there, we'll be seeing you soon, because I'm sure I'll be out there within the next few months. And he said that he really thinks that we would be huge out there. So
yeah, him and also the Indian and Chinese guy, Sahil Khan.
Yeah.
Looks like a
Yeah.
video game boss.
Bro, he is jacked out of his mind for fucking 43. Good looking dude. He just fucking won like an Oscar or Grammy or something out there.
Bollywood,
Yeah, out in Bollywood.
If you guys have 90 minutes of spare time, watch Generation Iron 3, because
Okay.
it's all about the international bodybuilding and how it's been changing. Like bodybuilding went from like an American thing to now it's converting overseas.
It's bigger everywhere else but
It's-
America now.
Yeah, so now it's getting to the point where these other countries, like, you'll get mobbed when you go there.
Yeah,
Like,
we're-
crazy.
We were talking to the people.
Said was saying how Zyzz's brother was saying how when fucking he goes over there, he needs 24-hour security. The people want to grab you, touch you,
Yeah.
like they treat you like you're the fucking rock.
And then they chase you in the car with mopeds because they're
Yeah,
just
they
that
want a
much
picture.
into it.
They
Yeah.
fucking slam on the fucking windows. It's crazy shit.
It's like the
But-
Backstreet
like
Boys
treating like
and
the
like
Beatles,
15-year-old
yeah,
girls.
yeah. So yeah, he just said that anytime that he's been over there, it's been absolutely crazy. So I have a boatload of footage that Jimmy sent me, Jay sent me, Ray sent me. I'm going to try to put everything together. There's no way I'm going to make it pretty. It's going to be just a clusterfuck of video footage, but I definitely feel like you guys will feel like you're there with us. Just the way that we recorded it and we filmed it, and I'll narrate it. So I will hopefully get that up by Friday. I'm still working on it, putting things in order. But we have to say, I want to get into the baddie with the fatty before we do the sports minute, just because we don't have a new baddie. We have a baddie that we picked for body power. I don't know why this is, and maybe someone has an answer, but I really need to know. I know this is a fitness expo, so a lot of the chicks that are walking around and working the booths and stuff, shit like that are fitnessy people. Why is every fucking chick built like a Clydesdale in the UK? The asses on these girls are like, every white chick has a black chick's ass in fucking UK. It's unfucking believable. We picked a Body Power Expo baddie with a fatty, and Ray Worldwide and Beard So Strong, had the best seats in the house the whole time, looking at all these glorious glutes walking past our booth. And Ray, why don't we just get into this real quick before we do the sports minute? Ray Worldwide, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the moment you've all been waiting for. Ray Worldwide's Body Power Baddie with a Fatty of the Week.
Yeah. International booty.
International
Take that,
booty.
take that.
So this chick, out of all the girls that were walking around Body Power, they were taking notes, and they chose this one female to be the Miss Body Power Baddie with a Fatty. What is her name, Ray?
So before I actually get into that,
Okay.
the amount, as Rob said, the amount of women with phenomenal posteriors that walked by was actually too many to count.
It was neck breaking.
We probably could have gave out 50 baddie
Yeah.
tank tops like on every day, because you would see one and then one would come out that was better, and then wait, that one is better. It was unbelievable the amount of talent.
Do you guys have any reason? Because I do, as to why it's better. Because we've been in the United States, we've been to the Olympia, we've been to the Arnold, been other crap I'm not thinking of. But,
Yeah, but
nothing
it's
compares,
not.
I
right?
think
Nothing
that
What is
here,
compares.
because being in the UK, I mean, you're right in the mecca of Europe. I mean, the UK is only a couple-hour flight from whether it's Germany, Russia, all of these different places. So you just have a very diverse group of women that are just all culminating to this one.
Agree.
expo.
That's what I was gonna say. Was you're in Europe basically, or wherever the hell you are. But when you're over there, you,
a lot
you have
of
the
meat, a lot of meat
diversity.
and potato fed.
Yeah, you have like women, the genetics. It's just different than here.
We saw so many fat booties because it's a fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've been to fitness
Yeah, but there was
things
just
here.
also just some plain out big old booties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The ones
there
here
was
have
some
never
that- there
been.
was some-
I mean, think about it. We were just at the Arnold recently. I don't even remember one that was outstanding.
Well, that's because you weren't hanging out with me and Vinny, because we were grabbing each other like, yo, look at this one, look at this one.
This one, look at that one.
You were too busy trying to keep Jimmy Triceps out of fighting.
Big Papa Pump in the house with a $6 dono, $6.15 donos, listening since the CrossFit Hate videos. Love everyone on the podcast. Joey, keep up the good work. So
Thank you.
Big Papa Pump. I know he's been having a problem with super chats over the last couple of weeks, but he got it to work, and we appreciate you, brother. Thanks for all the moderation work that you do up in the house, along with all our other mods that are in the building. Yeah, so anyways, all the chicks are built like Clydesdales. This is I mean, if you look at a horse, just look at the back end of a horse, where their back legs are compared to where their tail is. That's what every chick looks like walking around the fucking expo. It's like a shelf. Like, you could put your drink, your beer, your soda, your meal, your tren, anything, and you walk away and it won't move.
There was one girl that I was trying to get her IG, but we kept missing her. The girl was like 4'8".
Oh yeah,
The little
she looked
person.
like, yeah, she was definitely
She had a crazy ass
Yeah.
for a short person. Okay.
Wait, was it an actual midget? I know
Yeah,
that's not the
I
phrase.
I
so.
think it was
She-
pretty close. She was pretty
she had
close.
all the
Attributes.
yeah,
Except for the ass. The ass was like from
Yeah.
a 5'9", bootylicious woman.
Wow.
yeah.
She
She had like the
ridiculous
shorter,
body.
like stubbier legs, like the shorter arms. I think like the enlarged forehead a little bit. You
No,
know,
she was pretty. She was bad.
She was pretty,
she was
but
pretty.
then this fucking butt that was just like, boing.
Yeah, she was like at least 4'8" to 4'10", somewhere in that range. She
Because
was,
I believe under 4'9" is.
I think it's under 5 foot actually. Once you're under 5 foot, you're legally a
Yeah,
little
I thought it was
person.
4'9".
A little person.
Pody, look that up.
Ray, who's our baddie?
All right, so this week's baddie from the Body Power Expo was going to be ROBYN Robin _ Ashcroft ASHCROFT. Once again, ROBYN _ ASHCROFT.
Finally, a name that sounds like what you said.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab her Instagram right here. I mean, this is not a. That's not.
That's her.
Pody, you want to throw me up on the live stream right now? That's not her. That's not her glutes, but there is her upper half.
She had a great overall package to go with her butt. That's what I think drawn us completely to her, because she had chest,
Yeah.
she had curves, she had booty, she had thick thighs.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Yeah, she's
The one thing though about her is when she was posing,
she doesn't really know
her
how to show
ass
off the butt.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, and we're trying to feature it on the IG story. And don't get me wrong, she's a good-looking girl, great body, but like, Robin, we got to work on this posing a little bit, because you're doing yourself an injustice,
Disservice.
a disservice here.
And we were talking about this, a lot of females that have really nice rear ends pose just where it makes it smaller.
Yeah.
Stop looking at what everyone else does and just stand there, because it looks great just standing there. You don't have to do all these fancy moves with the one leg back and the other leg
Oh,
forward.
I used to tell Marissa that all the time when we would do like all our fucking booty videos back in the day on Instagram and YouTube and shit. I was like, Marissa, stop posing. Just stand there. Your ass looks fine just standing there normally. She, like you said, the one foot in front of the other, turn this way, turn that way. But anyway, we were gone for a couple of days. I have no fucking idea what's going on in the sports world.
Before we get to that one point.
Okay.
I don't believe the UK really knows what the term baddie with the fatty means,
Okay.
because when we had a contest to nominate
Oh,
people,
Yeah, a
either
lot
they
of
don't
dudes.
read, but guys were signing their own name for baddie with the fatty. We had the tank top out, baddie with the fatty. You're like, oh, you have this in a medium?
Yeah.
I'm like, who you getting it
And
for?
there's no-
It's like, yeah, I want it for. I'm like, oh, it's not for men. It's like,
They don't know what a tank top is. It's a vest.
It's a
out
vest.
there. Yeah. Do
I'm
you
going to
have
say
the
it one
Baddie
more
with the
time
Baddie vest?
for Jimmy Triceps.
Yeah.
Vest.
Yeah. He was very annoyed by that. He's like, I know you guys call it a vest, but it's a fucking tank top. Yeah. He was a little annoyed.
In America, you weren't in America.
Yeah. And
He was too busy waiting on the queue for someone.
yeah, we did learn that the reason Jimmy Triceps does not wait in lines is because they're called queues. And he waits in queues, not lines. So anyway, Pody, do we have a sports minute this week?
We do. I'm going to hand them the mic. And by the way, a midget is 4'10" or shorter.
4'10" or shorter. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the host of This Week in Sports is the Pody. And take it away, Ann.
Okay, so the theme of this week's Sports Minute is going to be New York sports. I was all set and ready to come on tonight and absolutely light up the joke that is the New York Knicks, because last night They did not receive the number 1 pick in the draft lottery. That would go to the New Orleans Pelicans, who had a 6% chance. The Knicks fell to 3rd, and it just trickled down from there. So they tried to tank. They had the worst record in the NBA this season, and it did not work because they are going to be Zion-less. Okay, that was what I was going to talk about. The real takeaway in sports today was my New York Jets. I feel a lot like Stephen A, because if you paid attention to him over the last 24 hours, he's a diehard Knicks fan, and he has been just beside himself. And I don't know where to start. Because the New York Jets today, they fired their general manager, Mike McCagnon. Oh my God. Okay?
Mike McCagnon.
Absolutely blasphemous. It's asinine how bad this organization is. Has not won a Super Bowl since 1969, Super Bowl III. Haven't seen a Super Bowl appearance in my lifetime. They are an absolute joke of an organization. They let new head coach Adam Gase, Cersei Lannister himself, into this organization. If you guys watch Game of Thrones, they hired a head coach and married him to a general manager that neither party wanted to be a part of. Okay? Then he decides that he doesn't like any of the decisions. Apparently he didn't want Le'Veon Bell. That's the rumors out there. So he gets the GM fired and takes over his position. He is now the interim general manager, and he made his first move already. He traded one of the Jets' former first-round picks in Darren Lee to the Chiefs. And I am just beside myself. I want to crawl under a blanket and cry because the Jets were trending in such a positive direction. The New York Giants were supposed to be the joke of the town right now after their debacle with the draft and Daniel Jones. And yeah, sadly, the Jets find a way to light up the pages of the Daily News and every other paper in town. So if you'd like to hear more on that, listen to my podcast every Friday, This Week in Sports. Pody out.
Thank you very much, Pody. I will be checking in to make sure that I get caught up with all my sports this Friday. So thank you very much for that. But let's wrap up this this whole body power experience. I know I'm probably leaving a ton of shit out.
Yes.
But what are we leaving out? Is there anything that's glaring or blaring or claring or whatever the fucking word is that I'm trying to find that we're missing from the trip?
Let's see. I think the first night out, Thursday, we're missing some stuff. There's more to it.
Okay. With Jon Jones?
The Saturday night out, we're missing some stuff.
Yeah.
Then we totally forgot. No, that was Friday. We totally forgot really to talk about what happened Saturday night. That was when we went to like downtown in the city.
Yeah, that part.
Totally left that part out.
Yeah, but I don't remember any of it. That's why.
All I know is they kept bringing bottle after bottle after bottle. And after like the 6th bottle, it's like, who's paying this tab?
Yeah.
Big shout to Nick Orton's daughter.
Yeah, Lucy Orton. Oh, man. She was awesome. The whole Body Power crew. From Lucy to, I forget the chick's name with the bangs that came to get me every day. Yeah. Every time that, see, the good thing is I didn't have to worry about remembering to go to these speaking engagements because they would come and get me. They would come to the booth and be like, hey, you got to go. And they were cool because, see, here's the one thing that I wanted to talk about. The location of our booth was awful. We couldn't have been in a shittier location. We were supposed to be near an entrance, which would have been great. Because as people were coming in, they would be able to see us, start lining up, take pictures, bullshit, whatever. They closed off that entrance to the public, and only influencers and like body power people were able to access that entrance. So we were like the furthest spot away from where anybody was coming in and lining up to see people. So Next time, I know I'm going to get a much better location. I already talked to our girl Lisa about that. She was like, yeah, we're going to get you in early next year. We're going to make sure you guys are like right dead smack in the middle. So that's going to be good. We know that now for the Arnold that we need, if we got to pay more, fucking we pay more. If we have to pay it all, but make sure we get a centralized location because that is key. And yeah, shout out to everybody, the whole staff, which is awesome, getting me where I needed to be. I took more pictures with people away from my booth than I did at my booth because nobody even knew I was there because we were legit the furthest spot away from where anybody was coming.
And the traffic pattern basically made everyone turn before it even got to us.
Exactly. Yeah, because you think that there's nothing, because not anything against them, but around our booth was like a massage, like people that were selling like little massage rollers and shit. It was like all these gadgets. So people are like, oh, there's no more like people to see down this way. This is all like selling shit. And then boom, there we are. We're right there. So yeah, we're definitely going to get a better spot next year. But yeah,
not to take away to the hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands. Did find the booth. Obviously,
right.
You know.
No, they found a booth when the line started to form. Or I'm sorry, the queue started to form for when Rob was there.
Yeah,
that's when they started to find a booth.
And when I started cutting promos because I'm loud and I'm screaming and people probably can hear me from across the fucking.
The second you started screaming, everyone stopped what they're doing, and there's music blasting.
Yeah,
and you're screaming on top of that. Everyone stopped, and as soon as you got done, every time they're clapping. They're like, that was awesome. That's amazing. You see the people's faces that are like...
Bro, as I'm doing the video, like I'm looking... I didn't want to be in it by myself. I was like, I'll be in it if you're going to be in it with me. So like, okay, cool. So I grabbed their phone and I'm talking to them when I'm saying, how you doing, where you're from, what's your name, what's your story, whatever I'm asking them. I'm talking to them like I'm talking right now. But then you turn it into character when you do the videos for the people, and the people's faces just fucking light up. They're just like, oh my God, he's doing the voice. This is great. So yeah, that was cool. I am Ivan Fuentes. When are you coming back to LA, brother? I should be back in LA hopefully before the end of the summer, bro. I will hit you up and let you know when, bro. What else am I leaving out?
I'm probably leaving out more. I'm beat.
Yeah, so am I. I'm still not used to... I know we've been home for a few days. I know I slept almost a whole plane ride coming home. My body's clock is still... Because right now, it is what? Almost 11 o'clock? Maybe it's after 11. Right now, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning in the UK. So my shit is all fucked up. But anyway, Ray Worldwide...
Yes, sir.
Give me a 1 to 10 overall on the trip. Give me your favorite moment and your least favorite moment. Go for it.
I give the trip a 10. I had an excellent time. Even though Jay and I work like slaves, it was an awesome time.
It basically was slave. We didn't get paid. So.
Damn.
They gave us food.
We were supposed to get paid in food, but we barely got that. But
damn.
We need some more super chats coming in, so the RF615 LLC can afford to pay its staff members.
Yeah, we lost weight because he didn't buy us food.
But no, I give it a 10. Just from some of the connections, potential opportunities for the brand.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite moment was taking my clothes off for people, man. That was actually pretty rewarding.
Yeah, multiple times.
People wanted the shirt that Ray was wearing that we didn't have for sale. But it was, this is my fucking chest day shirt, was one of them, which was a Robert Frank 615 shirt. And then Shut the Fuck Up and Train, which was a Steel Supplement shirt. Ray had to give up his shirt twice. One for a man, one for a woman.
Well, the first time Ray was okay with doing it. Then he looked at you like, do I really have to do this again? He's like, you're like, yes, do it again.
You have to do it. They bought merch, you got to do it.
So just really interacting with the fans, man, and it was dope. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Jay, what do you give it 1 to 10? I know this really isn't your scene. It's not like, Jay said, listen, if you need me, I'm there. And I was like, Jay, I need you. So he was named CEO or manager of international affairs.
I like to think I did a good job.
Oh, did a great job. Excellent job. I know you're not really in the fitness industry per se, but What do you give it? 1 to 10. Favorite moment, least favorite moment.
Like Ray said, I'll give this a 10, and I'm gonna rate it on two different categories. One from a personal level, I thought it was a 10. I met some really good guys, like the guys we brought up earlier. Would have never probably known who they were or their story or appreciate what they had. Like I could relate so much to those guys.
Right. Jen the Beast said, Jon Jones.
Jon Jones.
Yeah.
Like we're all like brothers now. Like
basically are. Yeah. But
on a professional level, also
brothers.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about that part. I'm not trying to get killed. So on a professional level for you, I thought it was a home run. Yeah. They had you, and on the most busiest day. Hey, you weren't in the booth as much. Yeah. But they had you in the speaking engagements. They had you in like the meet and greets, the interview. Yeah. Your name was said so much. You were like set on a pedestal for so many people throughout that day. The special like Saturday, the best day. Yeah. Maybe you may like hurt like the attention of like the one-on-ones. Yeah. But from what you call it?
From an exposure level.
The exposure level was, I think,
it hurt the booth because I know you guys said when I wasn't there because they kept pulling me away for a lot of things. The traffic just wasn't there when I wasn't there.
The booth was more for meeting the fans. So like if they wanted something, that's great. But the exposure for you, I think, was outstanding. You got to meet freaking who's like
God to me.
Yes. Like when we were talking about it, you're like, I have to see him. And then we saw his booth, and you're like giddy, and he wasn't even there yet.
I took a picture of his booth. He wasn't even there.
And then
what a weirdo.
But the fact that he was just like that, we're trying to meet you. Yeah. Like he wasn't lying. And then I think when we first got there Friday, they pulled you away right away. Yep. And you guys haven't really had a chance to talk. Yeah. And he's like, whoa, where's Rob? Where's Rob? Like I was like, oh, they just took him. I was like, he must have came back to the booth that first night several days, several times, just looking for you because he wanted to talk to you and hang out, like get to know you more. And like he kept getting pulled for stuff. Like that guy was just.
And look, now I got this fucking chain on.
He was eagerly excited to meet you as you were to him, like that. And then to me, meeting Jon Jones, we're there 10 seconds. One of our friends makes a joke about like, oh, you do this and you get that. Yeah. And then like
we won't mention that on the air.
So 10 seconds basically into the trip, we're hanging out with Jon Jones and he's cutting a promo for us. Like,
yeah, we didn't even go to Body Power yet. This was the Thursday night. We were like, whoa, this is the highlight of the trip. Let's just pack it up and go home.
Yeah, we were like, we don't even need to do the show anymore. Let's go.
So what would you say, was there any negatives, would you say? Was it lack of sleep, probably?
That, I don't know about Ray, maybe not so much, but at the end of the night, when the nightlife came, I just didn't have the energy to really like turn up like we normally would. I was kind of like conserving energy mode because I knew I had to be up in like 2 hours.
Dude, we literally went sun up to sundown, sun up to sundown, sun up to sundown.
Every day.
They're opening it up and then closing it. And like
going to the gym, then coming back, rushing, taking a shower, then right back out the door.
No naps. There was no sleep.
It was grueling.
What was it? Friday night where we worked. We got up early. We didn't get much sleep because we're hanging out with Jon Jones. I don't know about everyone. I got back to the room. I couldn't sleep. Yeah. I felt like I just met like Jesus Christ himself.
That morning, I woke up a little earlier than the alarms went off. And Jay's playing on his phone. I'm like, dude, what are you doing awake? Go to bed.
I couldn't sleep. I was wired. And then where was I going with this? But we didn't sleep then. When we worked all day, we went to the gym. We did like 22 different back exercises. Like
we were at the gym for 3 hours. Then it took us an hour and a half to get back
because of traffic.
Traffic. Yeah.
We had enough time to basically rinse, get dressed, and go to this after party thing. I had not much energy for that, which is when Joey saw the video, he's like, oh, there's just nothing but smoke shows everywhere.
Well, you did a good job because you made an impression on all the Body Power people. They said that Lucy Orton, Nick's daughter, said that my crew, and I know I have nothing to do with it, you guys are her new favorite drinking buddies. Yeah.
That's because me and Ray were giving out lap dances.
That is true.
Cut this man's mic off.
So Joey, I know you didn't go. Joey, I know you didn't go on the trip, but you were monitoring it very closely from afar, from 3,000 miles away. What did you see from the home front? Do you think it was a success overall? And
I will answer the question just the same way they did. I will rate this trip a 9.
Okay.
Now,
9.
I'm
Always
not
room for
the-
improvement.
The reason I'm not saying 10 is like J-Lo just said. The only reason it would have been 10 is if you won on all fronts. The language I don't want to use in terms of what people actually care about, but you know what I'm referring to. You have to win on all fronts in order to get a 10 from me. You didn't lose as badly as I thought, so that's why you got a 9. Every other aspect of that was great, like everyone just mentioned. The networking opportunities. The one thing I said before you go, I said, Ray, please use your abilities and get Jones to just take a picture with Rob. And you took it. Watching from home, it was awesome because I'm watching you guys post videos, and I went through every tag, everything to try to find anything I could that you guys weren't sending me. And you could just see, like, I mean, you were making actual friendships with these people. It wasn't just like, hey, nice to meet you and that's it. You actually like became buddies with a lot of these people, and it probably come into play down the road when you see them again, wherever that might be. But I think 10 networking, it was like great.
The networking was like a
Networking was
28.
good.
Yeah,
They were reaching out to us, asking where we were going that night. Like, who the hell were we that they want to go hang out with us?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was a 10 also that J-Lo, and I mentioned this too, J-Lo got to see Robert Frank when he never seen that part where people actually are inspired and you've changed people's lives. That's something he's really never seen before, where it's just like one after another, if someone's coming up to you and saying, you helped me lose weight, you helped me do this, and that's powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, you're changing people's lives, and that's awesome, and it's not something we always think about, because you always are like, I don't understand, I yell in my car, and somehow, this guy got inspired, but it doesn't matter, it works. Who the hell knows why it works?
I don't even try to make sense of it anymore.
It just works.
Roll with it.
And
So-
Joey, I love how you posted your own hater video.
Dude, so fucking this guy, and that was my next 10 on gaining confidence with public speaking. Like I mentioned, over the years there's been a couple things Rob's refused to do just because he wasn't comfortable doing it yet. Now that he's been able to do that, I'm very happy, because listening to his tone when he was on the stage from the few video clips I saw, you would think he's done it a million times. There was no nerves or anything. He spoke properly, no stuttering. He looked confident. Physically, he looked up there like he knew what he was doing. The one thing he did, that Ray just mentioned, was Rob went up there and said that of everybody in his crew that he lifts weights with, I'm the shittiest person to lift weights with. Because all I do is talk about business and shit. So we went to the gym yesterday, and as soon as we started lifting, I said, don't talk about any kind of business shit with me. I'm not.
But you were on your phone watching some draft the whole time.
So I bet on
missing sets.
I bet on the lottery for the basketball draft last night, so I needed to watch what was happening. So he was getting pissed off that I was focused on the NBA draft. But I told him when I
If he's not catching Pokemon, he's watching a fucking draft.
I inspire.
you Joey inspires
the
you
rage
videos.
to be who you are today. So thank you, Joey.
Yeah, let me be. I cannot focus. I focus better at the gym when I'm alone. When I'm with him, I just fuck around. If I'm not talking about business shit, but I'm gonna do everything I can now not to. That's why I mentioned it yesterday. So public speaking he did, and then the last thing that I think was a 10, which counts towards the brand, but more importantly, it counts towards a friendship and my concern for Rob, which is I feel like he's so much more positive right now, and that's was my main thing coming home. He's already mentioned he's gonna go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that is as fuck Robert Frank 615 stuff. Like, I don't want my friend to die. I mean, granted, I don't think he's gonna die. Honestly, I think he's got some very minor problems that could get fixed overnight. But you want to see the guy go to the doctor.
I need my sleep.
You want to see him be happy and this and that. So I'm thrilled. The trip was like a major success, and I feel like it's setting us up really well for Arnold next year. Now that everybody's had their hands dipped in the pot with like the Expo experience, so I think it'll be really, really sick. And that's local in terms of getting there. We can really do well there, so I think it'll be fun to meet people there.
Technically, this was our first booth. I mean, we've done a booth before. We did a booth in London, but it was turnkey. We just show up, and everything was taken care of us. Everything was taken care of for us. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
So the banner, the booth, everything, the flights, everything was taken care of from get-go. We did the steel booth at the Olympia where me, Jimmy, Ray, and Joey
showed
Bags.
up.
We just had to show up. That's all we had to do. We just fucking show up, shake hands, kiss babies. That was it. Take pictures. This was the first time we actually start to finish. We're in contact with, the graphic artists and what do you call the Freeman's group, which is the people that built the booth. We're that whole thing. Now we know. What we're looking for, what we need to do, how much we're looking to spend.
You probably don't remember, but VidCon UK, all that needed to be done. I did it. How do you think they got the graphic design?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm saying we gave them the graphics, but we didn't have to make the banner or anything. We just had to provide the graphic.
Yeah. How'd you make the banner this time?
I gave them the fucking graphic.
Yeah, same thing. How do you think?
No,
they
but
got
I'm
the
saying,
graphic this time?
all these other people have, banner. Ced brought his own banner.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
really?
rolled, it's canvas. He rolled it up and he
shit.
put it in a fucking duffel bag.
Yeah, that's another thing we learned today. We learned more about how to do this more cost effectively.
Yeah?
in the future.
Cost effective.
They talked to you about that stuff?
Well, I was talking with the other, the people
Other
there.
influencers, yeah.
Yeah, they
Huh.
were very helpful in trying to help us out in the future. We probably spent a lot more money than we probably had
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
But we also threw this together in the last second
Exactly.
as well.
And again, a great point. It was supposed to be me and Ray showing up, hanging out at a booth that was already paid for. I was supposed to be getting a ridiculous appearance fee to just fucking stand there and shake hands, kiss babies,
Travel free.
flight, travel free, hotel free, meals paid for, and then it just took a total 180. And because I promised everyone that I was going to be there, I didn't want to back out on that. So we spent a lot of our own money to get out there. So, which is a reason why, I forget which one of the guys, and I'm not going to put anybody on blast, but one of the guys were like, yo, you need to you're losing your voice. You better start fucking telling these people, go book a Cameo, go to cameo.com and book you. This way you'll make some money out of this. I was like, bro.
I think that
People-
there was
People, yeah, we don't have to say who it was, but I'm saying people paid money to fucking come and see me. I'm gonna give them everything I got. If I gotta leave a Cameo this,
that's why I was
fucking
shoving every liquid I can find into your
J-Lo
mouth.
was like, keep drinking, keep drinking, keep drinking. Anyway,
Sometimes it was Jack Daniels, sometimes it was water.
Yeah.
No, and big shouts to, and I'm sorry we don't have your name, but the broski actually bought Rob a bottle of
big
Jack
ass
Daniels,
bottle of
man.
Jack Daniels. I gave him a fucking hug. He just wanted a handshake. I pulled him in for the real thing. I was like, bro, thank you so
He brought the
much.
big bottle. It wasn't the
It wasn't the little
shooters
bottle.
or
It wasn't a
this guy
shooter. It was a
brought-
big ass.
What kind of asshole brings a small little bottle?
Steve shoots me. We love you, Steve. We love you, Steve.
And also we learned a couple of new words.
Q,
and-
lift.
And that you and I, we should smash.
No.
Who
Are you
asked
smashing?
us?
The flight attendant.
The flight attendant asked us on the way. I think it was on the way there. They were like, "If you guys smashed, who would win?" And Ray's like, "Wait, what? We don't smash. So, you talk about fighting? Because me and Ray are sitting next to each other on the plane, and we had the front row." So it was actually, it was like the front row of business class. So we had all the extra leg room, and the flight attendants were, hitting on us the whole time. Of course,
They wanted to know who we were. They're like, you guys are somebody.
Every time
You're
we
somebody,
go
Are
but
you
we just
athletes?
don't know who you
every
are.
single time we go somewhere.
Athletes.
They got at least, they were sitting together. I was sitting next to one of the acquiring minds, and I'm just like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, maybe.
Let
I don't know.
us guess. You're UFC fighters.
Yeah,
You're wrestlers. You're the
rowers.
You're rowers. All
Actually,
right, guys,
rowing is
listen.
pretty important up there. So
I don't want to make this go too long. I know we're already around the 2-hour mark, but wait for the vlog. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to feel like you were there. This has been episode 9 of the Glorious House of Gainz podcast. For Joey Bag of Donuts, the Pody, Beard So Strong, and Ray Worldwide, this is Robert Frank signing out.